Good morning to everyone. This is Renqin from Gpayroll. We will start with the text webinar demo on how to actually run through your year-end tax forms for the IRR 56B in Hong Kong. So let me open up the screen. So basically, what I will do is I will have this session recorded as a video, and then this video will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. Then I also share with you this deck so that you will be able to actually use this deck to take some references like the user guides and some of the information that's necessary for you to share with your employees. So mainly for today, we will actually go through with you on how to start the migration of the payroll data to the tax module, some of the important key dates that you need to take note for the submission. And then we will show you how to generate out the IR 56B form. So some of the key dates that you need to take note, for all the employers, you will need to file the tax forms by end of this month. And for employees, the IRD will issue the individual tax returns to the employee in May. The employee will need to submit their tax within 1 month from the date of issue from the IRD. So we have included a few links which you can share with your employees on how to make their income tax declaration. So some of the tax forms that you need to take note. The first one will be the BIR 56A. This form is like a summary form, which is to be submitted together with the IR 56B. So IR 56B is the actual forms which you will be generating from our software, where it will reflect all the income received by the employees. And IR 56M form, this is usually applicable only for local individuals who are not the company's employees. For example, subcontractor. So most of the time, you should be focusing more on the IR 56B form, which is available on our software. And the other type of tax form is IR 623. This is applicable for any payments that is being made to any non-resident entertainers or sportsmen. So some of the useful information, the income reporting should be based on the gross income before the deductions. All employers' contribution is not included. We have also included some of the links, like a specimen on how the IR 56B form will look like. So when we are doing the demo later on, you will also be able to take a look at how the form will look like when you have completed the processing. Then there's also a specimen of the annual employer return form that you can also download to take a look. So the respective forms and links is available in this deck. So if you require to take some references, you can click on the hyperlink in this particular document. So we'll proceed to actually run through with you on how to actually generate the IR 56B form. So before you start the migration, ensure that you have already completed your March payroll. And usually what we will recommend the clients to do is you go to reports. Under payroll reports, you quickly generate out the payroll history report. So you click on the payroll history report. You can select the period from April 2018 to March 2019. So when you generate out the payroll history report, just run through to see whether is there any discrepancy or like values that is incorrect. So if there's any values that is incorrect, you can highlight it to our support team, and we will see whether we will be able to update the values through the backend. But usually for such kind of cases, it should not be high, because if you have run through your payroll every month, then there should not be any cases whereby the values is incorrect. This will only happen when, let's say, if you have paid out some of the payments to the employees and those values are not captured inside our system, then maybe for those cases, you will need to ensure that that amount is being reflected correctly in the payroll history data in our system before you start the migration of the payroll to tax module. Otherwise, when you migrate the data over to the tax module, when you generate out the tax forms, the value will be incorrect. So once you have completed this step and you are ready to start the processing, you just click on the year-end tax on the left-hand side menu, then click on tax run. So the step is very simple. So you select the entity, select year 2018, then you click on start migration. The first step is to verify your company information, the name and the tax reference number. And you can also insert an image of your company signature and then you upload into the software. So this signature will then appear on the tax forms when you generate out from our software. So if everything is correct, just click on next. Over here, it will show you all the employees that is going to be selected for the tax processing. Any employees that you have not captured inside payroll, you can add them over here. So you can click on add new employees and fill up the details. So once you are ready, select all the employees that need to be processed for tax and click on next. Over here, we have already nicely mapped for you all the tax nature for all the pay items. So there's no need for you to make any adjustment. So you can just click on next to proceed to the next step. The only time that you need to adjust is, let's say if you're not following the standard tax nature, then you will need to adjust according to the different tax item group category. But otherwise, you no need to do anything over here. All you need to do is click on next because we already make the tax mapping for you inside our system. So the next step is to do the tax processing. So starting from the first tab, which is the tax calculation, just click on submit. Over here, you can select the first employee, which automatically, when you click on submit, all the employees' tax forms will be calculated. Over here, it will generate out a CSV file, which will show you the details of the employees, their personal information. Basically, you do not need to really look at this file. The main purpose is to ensure that whatever employees that you have selected, they are all appearing in this file so that you can go to the next step, which is generate out the IR56B form. So you click on back, then click on IR56B generation. You can put in the destination of the HR manager. Then click on submit. Over here, you can download the IR56B with the supplementary data sheet. So I just download to show you how it looks like. So this will be the forms for IR56B. So for each employee, they will have their own individual page, and then followed by the supplementary data sheet for the employee. Then you can move on to check through the details. So this is the IR56B tax form. So once you have verified the details, you go back, and then you can click on upload button, and the data of the IR56B form will then go into the tax diskette. So I click on upload, then I click on OK, then I go back to the previous page. So you click on the text diskette, then you click submit. From here, select the employees. Okay, let me go back again. So what will happen is once you click on the text diskette and you click on submit, the system will generate out a txt file. So this is the file that you need to save in a USB. Then you can actually mail it to IRD to submit the IR56B forms. Then together, when you submit the text to IRD, that should also be this form that is issued by the IRD bot, which you can submit together when you are submitting the USB to the text bot. So basically, that will complete the IR56B forms processing. So you can release the tax forms to the employees, whereby they can log in to their own account to check their tax forms. So you can click on the forms release setup, and then you can put in the date, and then you click on submit. So for those that is issuing out hard copies, what you can do is you can use this form that is being generated, then you can print out the IR56B form, and then you can issue the hard copies to the employees. For these forms, you do not print out and submit these forms to IRD because IRD do not accept the forms that is generated from the software. If you are submitting the hard copy text forms to IRD, you will need to use the forms that is being issued by IRD because they do have the text forms that they will usually mail it out to the employers, and they will only accept that format for hard copy submission. So most of our clients, they will use the software to generate out this txt file and then save it into a USB and then submit it to the text bot. So let's say, for example, when you run the text forms and you have changes, what you can do is you can click on templates. So there's a few tabs. So the most common one that our clients will use is, let's say if they have changes to the payroll history data, if they are not going through our support, they can actually do it on their own. So under the tax income tab, you can download a template. So basically, this template, you can put in the details. Let's say if for one of the employee in one of the months, the basic salary is incorrect, then you can fill up the details. And once you have filled up the details, you can then upload this file back into the software. Then this is one template that you can make use of. And we have a user guide on how you can put in the details. So let's say, for example, if you need to go to the user guide, you can go to our Gpayroll website. Then you go to Hong Kong. Under support, you can type in the keyword text. So there's a few user guide that you can refer to. So let me open up a few. So over here, if you take a look at this guide called Hong Kong IR56B Year-End Tax Preparation Part 2, it actually show you like some of the templates that is commonly used. One is called the rental reimbursement template, where for those that is applicable, you can download the RRP template to fill up the employee rental reimbursement details, and then you can upload it into our software for the IR56B form. And for those employees that is receiving like stock gains or share rewards awards, you can also use our stock template, and then you can download it from our software. And then from there you can update the values and upload into our system. So just now we talk about the tax income. So if you have any changes to any of your payroll history data, you can download the tax income template, fill up the details, and then upload back into the system. So these are some of the guides that you can refer to. And for those that has like expat employees that you need to do tax processing, just now we talk about adding new employees. So over here, there's also a guide that you can refer to. Once you add in the new employees, you can go to the templates to add in like their payroll history data, so that you can have the values appearing in the tax forms. So basically, if you need to do any employee data update, you can also use the bulk upload template that we have under the payroll module. So you can go into the worksheet to update the employee personal information and then upload into the system. So basically, these are the available templates that you can make use of to do the necessary updating of the different payments that you have made to the employees. And then under the text module on reports, you can generate out the different reports more for your checking purposes. Tax nature report if you need to check whether the pay items is tagged to which tax category. And then if you need the control list report, this is where you can download the control list report. So just download an example. So this is how the control list report will look like. So when you're submitting the IR56B form, you also need to download this control list report and submit it together. Then if you need to check the year-to-date payroll history report, you can also generate it from our software under the tax module. So you can select 2018 April to 2019 March. So click on open. So over here, it will show you the breakdown of the pay items and the tax category and the payments that the employee has received. So this will help you to do a quick check. So basically, that is how you complete your IR56B form processing. So far, if you have any question, you can share with me your question by typing in through the chat box over here. or you can speak through your microphone if you have a microphone attached to your laptop or computer. Any question on the text processing? The whole process is actually quite straightforward. So what I will do is after this session, I will actually upload this video to our Gpayroll YouTube channel. And I also share with you the deck with the necessary links which you can refer to. So let's say if you have any question, you can just reach out to us at support@gpayroll.com. If you have any questions, just feel free to type in through the chat box over here. Uh, the IR56B form in PDF, this can be sent to the employees, but you cannot use that form to submit it to IRD. So if you need to submit it to IRD, either you can use the form that is issued by IRD to fill up the hard copy form, or you can save the TXT file generated from our software. So how you generate out the TXT file is you go to uh, forms under the text diskette. You can generate out, click on submit, and then you will have this TXT file that will appear, and you can save this file into a USB and then submit it to the IRD bot. The PDF text forms generated from our software is purely for you to issue it to the employee only. You cannot use this form to submit it to IRD. Any other question? If you need to submit it to IRD through the IRD portal, you will need to actually enter the values manually into the IRD online portal. So let's say if you have an e-tax account to IRD portal, what our clients usually do is they will generate out this PDF and then they will enter the data into the IRD portal. But the most common method done by our clients is they will actually generate out this text file, the TXT file, and then they will save this file into a USB, and then they will submit the USB to the IRD. But if you are referring to submitting the IR56B through the e-text, which is the IRD portal, then you will need to have a e-text account with IRD. But that is not commonly done by our clients is because they will still need to manually enter all these details and the values manually into the IRD e-text portal. If you have not yet included your payroll history data into the payroll system, you will need to put in the income details for the whole period into the tax system in order for you to generate out the IR56B form. Yes, in terms of the submission by the USB, you need to submit the USB physically to the IRD. If you have the tax forms that's issued by the IRD, then you can populate those values onto the forms, and then you can use that forms to submit to IRD also. But most of the time, if you have a lot of employees, then it will be good to save all the details into a USB and send it to IRD. But if you have only like maybe one employee, and if you have the tax forms as issued by the IRD, all you need to do is you just fill up the income details onto the forms given by the IRD, and then you can submit it to the IRD through the hard copy. Yes, if you only have one employee, then it will be better for you to submit the handwritten form. So let's say if you have any employees whereby the income details is not yet captured into the payroll system, you need to go to templates where you can download the tax income template. Then you can fill up the payroll history data for the employee and you upload into the system. So over here we also have a guide on how you can add in the payroll history details. So you can go to templates, download the template in Excel, then can fill up the history data by the months, each period, how much is the amount received. Then once that is done, you upload into the software, and from there you will be able to generate out the IR56B form. So this is the tax income template that I'm referring to just now. So you can go up, you can put in the employee ID, the name, then you put in the company ID. Company ID you can retrieve it from your payroll reports. So from the payroll report you can put in the company ID, and then pay item ID. So let's say if you want to put in the basic salary details. So you can put in the amount, maybe payment month is for the period of April. And then for year 2018, just first batch. So just insert. So if you have the whole year data, just repeat the same. Then for the month of May, 2018. So if you need to refer to a guide, so here is a guide on how you can fill up the template. Then once that is done, just upload the template into the software. So this guide is applicable if you have any expat employees that is not inside your payroll system and you need to also generate out the IR56B forms. Any other questions? If there's no further questions, then I will end the sessions. Then I will also share with you the link to the video that we have recorded for today. Then if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to our support team. So thank you everyone for attending the session today.